Hi, everybody. Welcome to the local music scene with Kara Jean live sessions. I have Xander Corbett with me today, which we've had Xander on I don't know how many times, and is really awesome for him to come back every year for something every year.
I'm always up to something, aren't I?
Always. You're always up to something. You never know. So, Xander has a release coming up, which I get excited every time because you just like level up every single time you do an album. And so I get all excited every time because I'm like, what's it gonna be? And so like the last one was phenomenal and I loved all of it. And I'm just excited for this one that like you'll level up even more. So, it's exciting. How do you feel about releasing another album?
I've honestly never been more excited about a project in my life. It's very different from anything I've ever done before. It's just very cohesive in the way that it moves, track by track. It's actually a concept album. I'd like to think of it as an intergalactic radio show that
Yeah.
is simultaneously looking through the past because this year I'm hitting 10 years as a publishing artist. So I want to celebrate that in any way that I can. And so
Yeah.
we're looking back at some of my older stuff, some of the stuff I did, back then, some of the stuff I'm doing now, some of the stuff I want to, hopefully be remembered by in the future when I'm old and gray and
Yeah.
maybe I run out of songs. Who knows? I'd never really know with me. It could
Yeah.
I could drop 50 albums by then. I could drop five, but
Yeah.
I'm just here to
I
trust the
don't think,
process.
yeah, I don't think with you you'd ever really run out of music. I don't feel like that's a thing for you. So I don't expect that to happen at all. But
At this
the
point, looking
more
at the Red Album
50,
vault,
yeah, that's true.
I've got at least four albums coming out of that at least.
I see that's what I'm talking about. It's like you have one and then like at least 10 more just come out of the woodwork somehow. And there's just every year we get something new and improved and better and I just love it. I love that you're always creating. It's so much fun.
No, and this whole next album, it's much more. I feel like the Red Album was centered around things I was going through and like just
Mhm.
writing to get through things.
Yeah.
Whereas this whole album is kind of centered around escapism, and so I wanted to give much less of like therapy to myself and more of just an experience for the listener to forget about all the madness of the world, forget about your job for 46 minutes, forget about
Yeah.
whatever it is that you're going through in life and just dance, have fun,
Yeah.
giggle a little bit, cry a little bit. We've got the full spectrum of human emotion
Spectrum.
going on in there.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
feel
beautiful
like
what I've done with it.
the Red Album had that too though. Like there are some where are like deep cut though, you know? So like I feel like you kind of have the spectrum of emotion on that one too, where coming into this one, um was it like it was kind of seamless, or did you feel like you kind of had to work for this one even though you had songs on the back end? Like how did you choose everything to go on it for this concept?
This one kind of came together naturally in a way. It came in a way that I almost said unexpected and that's
Mm.
I'm struggling with words today, but it came in a way that I didn't quite expect. I started this like writing for this album around the time that I was still finishing the Red album.
Oh,
I started writing this one song that I'm actually dropping in February. I can't quite give more on that, but there is a single dropping in February that gives a little more
yay.
context to the album. And I started writing that in like April of 2024. So I was still doing the final bits of the Red album and promoting that. And I
Mm,
almost threw it on the Red album, but then I was like, I feel like this one kind of goes deeper into another. Like, I feel like I'm leveling up an emotional depth with every record that I put out. And this album,
yes.
especially, like, there's not as many deep cuts as the Red album. It's not as melancholy as the Red album, which I love that about the Red album. She's her own thing for a reason.
Yes.
but
She's very melancholy, that album.
very melancholy. And the songs that are melancholy on this record really make it count.
Yeah.
But there's not it's not a plethora of them like the Red Album. So you don't quite feel like you're being beat to death by the end of the record. I feel like the way that I view this album now, I actually just fully finished it out this past week. I just submitted it for streaming last night. So this is very fresh. Like everything's coming together as we speak.
It's
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's
Few
very
months
fresh.
though. So you've
And
got it all chambered up and ready to go, even though you have a few months now?
yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
okay.
special plans in the works. I have very special plans in the
Oh,
works. So I gotta
can't
keep
wait.
those under wraps for now. But
Yeah.
I feel like this album, at least like as the listening experience goes, it starts off as like this beautiful, flowy, like summer breeze album, and it slowly descends into utter madness, and then like the very last track is just total clarity, and it feels like you're back in the summer breeze of it all, and you're feeling the wind in your hair, and you have no cares in the world anymore because you're over everything. You feel everything for a reason, and that's another underlying theme in this album is much less I feel XYZ and it's more of, how lucky are we to feel these things and experience everything that we do as humans, and how lucky am I to cry? How lucky am I to have a giggle with my friends? How lucky am I to go on a track and make fun of myself for 4.5 minutes, jabbing at my
Yeah.
own love life? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I can do these things with comfort and with laughter and with grace for myself, grace for all the parties involved, and just, I feel like this album is a celebration of life at the not in the sense that I'm dying anytime soon,
Yeah.
but it is definitely a celebration of, 10 years of this beautiful career. And I feel like while every single time I drop an album, I'm like, what if this is my final moment? But now I'm just like, I can't wait to do more of this. The Red Album,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, the last bits of the Red Album process were just kind of drawn on. It felt like I was just making an album to, just put out an album, just get it over with because I'd been talking about it.
Yeah.
Whereas this album just feels like freedom to me, and it feels like I'm honing in a new creative side of myself that I have never before. I'm painting paintings with the sound, and I've manipulated the frequencies in each vocal take in each instrument individually to evoke a different emotion in
Mhm.
each song. So nothing's really ever it's very cohesive, but it's also just all over the place in the most beautiful way.
Controlled chaos.
Absolute that should have been the album name, to be honest. Controlled
I
Chaos is a good name for the album.
maybe we should change that.
Honestly, I'm writing that one down, yeah. Maybe the deluxe edition, Controlled
There you
Chaos.
go.
I
See?
do like that.
Yeah.
We're always
Well,
keeping
we are. I feel like we are all the time. Um, for this, what is your like favorite? Do you have a favorite song on this album? Because I know the Red album you had one. Do you have one on this one too?
this. I actually was just asked this question by my sister the other day because I made her listen to the record, and there's like I go between like the same five songs probably, which is a good sign. There's five of my favorites, but today I'd have to choose. There's this song called Dial on the album, which I'm very excited for everyone to hear. It's just a beautiful song, and it's so different from anything I've ever put out. And in the chorus, I say something like, I'd rather feel everything everywhere all at once than feel nothing at all. And that's kind of the underlying theme of the record. And I feel like that song alone kind of just brings the whole album together before the big finale of the album.
So then with that, there's this kind of feel of like feeling alive, right? Like the
Mhm.
feeling alive and feeling like you're meant to be here, you're meant for something. And so with that, does that ever become kind of anxious with you because you want to make sure you capture it and capture that idea and that thought? Because I know you're very like methodical in how you do things and what you do. And so does that ever kind of translate into the music or give you any kind of worry about it ever?
I'd like to say no. I'll have to ask someone who like doesn't know me as well about that. Like I'll have to play them the album because truth be told, with this album, because as you said, I'm very, very meticulous about everything.
Mhm.
This was the album where I was kind of like, I'm not gonna, and I think this is what makes me love the album the most. I love the Red album, obviously, but I think this might be my favorite of everything I've made, just the whole body of work,
Wow.
because I really did let myself just be free. And like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of moments on the record that are very experimental, and I kind of like we talked about with Wild Wild West. I was like, how would it sound if we put like Lana Del Rey, Pink Floyd, and the Flaming Lips in the same room? It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense on paper, but when you hear Wild Wild West, you can hear these individual things. And so
Yes.
every song kind of has that underlying, like, one day I picked up a piece of paper and I was like, how would it sound to like give the Flaming Lips and Sabrina Carpenter a collab? How would
God.
it feel to put the main in the
Yeah.
room as well?
Yeah.
You know, these are questions that maybe a little bit of Elvis even. You know, like there's a little bit of everything on this record
Yeah.
that nor I feel like the Red album Xander would be actually like losing his mind thinking about all these things in one place because I was so just methodical and
Yeah.
specific about
Intentional. Yeah.
very, very intentional about the Red album, whereas I feel like the intention is more in the branding of this album, which really I've never done it this way before, especially with the, the radio show aspect of it. It's literally got like talking bits where I'm a radio show host and I'm putting on a little country accent for a little bit. And it's just very fun and whimsical in those times. And it's like I'm just setting myself free and allowing myself to just kind of do things that the younger Xander who started this whole journey in 2016 would have gone on to do if he had continued being in that realm. Because I don't
Yeah.
know if you've heard Sky High Dreams, my project from 2016.
I have.
Very, very, very,
So
very
different.
tough listen. It's very
Yeah.
different. And there are little nods to even that era in this album because now, an album that for years I was trying to hide and that I felt ashamed of because I was, now I look back at it and I'm like, how many 13-year-olds were fully producing and writing their own albums? Like, let's be serious with ourselves
Let's
real
be
quick.
real. Right.
No label, no funding,
Mm.
just hooting and hollering on a mic at the age of 13. Not
No.
many people can say they did that. And so
No.
I have a lot of grace for that project and I've allowed that little part of my brain that I locked away for so long is like, it's like healing an inner child. It's like just allowing
Yeah.
13-year-old Xander back into the booth with a new like just a new way of thinking. It's applying
Yeah.
everything I've learned in the past 10 years to my very first project. And I think that's a beautiful thing that
Yeah.
not a lot of people will allow themselves to do, especially when, if you made a Sky High Dreams yourself, you wouldn't personally want to bring that back. But
Yeah.
we are taking it with grace this year and we are looking back with fondness and love in our hearts, you know?
I think that's great because I think you've struggled with that over the years that I've known you. And I think it's a really amazing, beautiful thing to see you embrace who you were before and embrace your future, having had all those things happen and having been through all of these trials with music and learning how to produce and etc. and so on. And so I feel like it's like, excuse me, I feel like it's a really beautiful thing to see you grow in your own music and in your own like way of who you think you are as a musician. Because I know that was kind of flowing there for a little bit of like, do I like Lana Del Rey? Do I like this? Do I like the Flaming Lips? Do I like Miley Cyrus? Like who do I want to be or where do I want to set? And I think it's really great that you're finally just like going into that and making your own.
Yeah, and like that's one of the biggest prides in this album is that I just like instead of because again, going back to the meticulousness of the Red album, every single song
Yeah.
I would finish and I'd be like, oh God, does this sound good? Does
Yeah.
this
See,
like is this right? Did I sa- did I sing that verse with enough conviction? Did I
yeah.
do that? I was so in my head that I didn't allow myself to actually feel the words I was saying on these songs, and I didn't allow myself to actually really fully enjoy the beauty that comes with making a
Yeah.
record. And it's like it's a piece of your soul, yeah, but it doesn't have to define you forever. I don't know if this album, I feel very strongly about it today. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm so excited about it. But the matter of the fact is, I know for a fact that this is the album that, 20 years down the road, if I mean, God willing, on tour with a band, I'll
Yeah.
be pulling out, I don't, I almost said I don't know if I'm allowed to say the song name, but it's who am I kidding? It's my business. I'm gonna be singing Tennessee Rain on a tour with a band. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna be coming out. The End of Time, maybe. Like
Yeah.
Dial, absolutely. Like these songs are like I
Test of
feel
time.
like every song was like an extension of me on previous records, but this whole album just kind of embodies me at my core in the sense that instead of the Red Album was very much a part of me.
Yeah.
This album is like every single, and that's what makes it such beautiful chaos, is every single thing that makes me me went into this one record. And it's just 46 minutes of me burying my soul in ways that I don't think anyone could expect given my track record of my musicianship. And that's
Okay.
not even to discount any of that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking down on the Red Album. I'm not talking down on Breathe. I'm not talking down on Stitches. It's just the matter of the fact that I did feel more reserved on those records, whereas this one really set me free and I got to experiment, have fun. I have clips of me giggling in the album because I couldn't stop myself from giggling in the studio.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. Some of these lines are funny. Some of the concepts are funny. Some of them are really, really sad. There's a song where I'm fully crying and you can hear it. And like I
Oh.
allowed myself to feel it so I can really like sing it with my chest and just
Yeah.
full send it and make an album that, I don't think I can. Truth be told, I could make 20 Red albums if we're being
Yeah.
honest, but I don't think I could ever remake this album ever again. It's just, I could get close, but
Yeah.
this is truly like my butterfly record in the sense that it just landed kind of on my nose. It came so naturally that it just kind of happened rather than me forcing myself to do something.
Yeah. Is that kind of how you felt with the others? Just being kind of, you're forcing yourself to, adhere to, I'm a musician, I have to put something out, whereas this one,
Definitely.
did you have more fun and playful and like, I can or I can't, it's my choice at this point, you know?
Yeah, I definitely, and I think the Red album did, I have to give her credit for this, did give me the confidence to do what I'm doing today because I
Mhm.
realized if people will sit through all 53 minutes of the Red album, I think they can handle 40 minutes of this. Like I
Yeah.
think there's a silver lining there. Like
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a chance that I think people will actually like this record even more than the Red album because it is a lot more celebratory. It's the kind of album you put on when you're with friends. I
Hmm.
I've been listening to it with my friends this whole past week. I've been just taking people on drives and making them listen to
Yeah.
the CD with me because
What's
I
been the
can't.
feedback? What has been the feedback with it?
They all have just absolutely lost their minds. It's been so much fun seeing, and like there's in this song The End of Time, I don't even remember what lyric it is, but immediately after there's just layers and there's of me screaming in the background. And it's so fun to just see everyone react to it because it catches you off guard and every single individual person has just been like,
Yeah.
Xander. And I'm like, hey, I wrote this one around the time of the election. Hello. This is my innermost thoughts in November 2024. I hope you enjoy it.
I mean, that would be kind of a cool concept too of going forward, like how you were doing in each month. I feel like you'd be really good with that.
I definitely could milk an album out of that.
Yeah,
I could
100%.
probably milk 3 albums out of
Yeah,
that
you
because I'm a different
probably.
person every month. I
Yeah.
feel like this album is almost that. I think there's there's 11 actual songs on the album. There's 14 tracks. 3 of them are, spoken interludes. They're like
Yeah.
pathways into the next section of the record. It's very sectioned off. It's a very interesting listening experience, I would say. But
Yeah.
I feel like I just completely blanked. There we go. The thought's gone.
Well, okay, so you in the last one you gave like nods to like being outdoors and sounds from the outdoors and like being in that space and bringing the experience as well as them listening to the music and the lyrics and feeling.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you kind of brought that to this too?
We're in space for this record.
Yeah. Okay.
If we are anywhere listening to this record, we are on a late night drive in a spaceship somewhere between here and Pluto.
Yeah.
That's all I could like physically think of, which
Yeah.
the album has very much come together with many late night drives, many mistakes made, many human errors,
Of
but
course. Of course.
it's definitely, I feel like the late night driving aspect makes sense, but it definitely feels very spacey. Everything is, which that was kind of the theme of my very first record too. So now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I never really am too far from that Xander. Now am I?
Yeah, but he's learned a lot along the way though in the last 10 years though. I mean,
um, maybe
it's
too
been a
much,
glow
but
up for sure.
oh yeah. And there's a song on this record that if you go on streaming right now, there's a voice memo of it that I dropped either 2024 or 2025. It was a song I had written in 2020 for the Red
Mm,
album. I completely forgot it existed, and then I kind of pitched my voice memo to the public, and
mm.
I just left that on streaming. So there's Halloween voice memo up. That got a fully produced, very space rock. It's like Pink Floyd, The Main, and Shaky Graves all kind of rolling dice together in a dark alleyway.
Dark
That's
alleyway. I was thinking more like, like a disco or something, but dark alleyway went the total opposite direction I was going. I was
it's very like wait, sorry, you go.
no, you go ahead and say what you're thinking. I feel like it's like this, the feeling of that, just those three together. Let's just start there. Like it's interesting that like there's this like sound that you try and capture, but like it ends up being something like you can actually see yourself walking down a dark alley with, Pink Floyd and whoever, Shaky Graves and everybody with you. And then you're like, okay, is this the experience I'm listening to? Is this how I'm like, And
And that's
so,
exactly what that song feels like.
yeah,
It's very like Dark Side of the Moon era meets
yeah,
Forever Halloween by the Main meets um I mean any Shaky Graves song for that matter, but it's very much like a that's what I picture when I hear that. It's a very eerie and spooky song.
yeah,
And I that's the best visual I got. That's dark alleyway material. I don't know if I
yeah,
would walk down a dark alleyway today, but it's
yeah,
fun to that's the point of escapism at the end of the day. We are
yes,
imagining we're in space because unfortunately we cannot ethically go there right now.
yeah,
But we're in a
ethically.
dark alley.
Yeah. It's a good start,
Oh
leads
yeah.
there.
It's all part
um
of my 5-step plan.
yeah. Here are the 5 steps to escaping. Number 1, go down a dark alleyway.
Exactly. And ask the man for the beans. Do it.
Yeah. Um, uh, is there any nods to like any of your other favorite musicians, like Miley or Lord or Lord
There's
Huron or
there's a whole the I feel like the first two actual songs. So it's like track one's the intro with the radio show. Then it's one song, two songs that are very like
yeah,
very Miley. And I think I feel like Lord Huron kind of fits in with the alleyway. I feel like they're
Mhm.
specifically, oddly enough, their latest record definitely is it's bled its way into the album at the very last minute because that just dropped in July of last year. So I
Okay,
didn't have
nice.
too much time to ingest it and
Yeah,
make it a whole personality trait in the album, but I
yeah,
definitely little notes have ended up. Like
yeah.
everything, I'm an amalgamation of everything I love. And I've even had friends point out my vocal inflections like on the final track of the album, which I every time I hear the instrumental, I'm like, that is Sabrina Carpenter core. Just the way that it is
Mhm.
produced. I'm like, that's very Sabrina Carpenter. And I
Yeah,
don't really listen to Sabrina Carpenter that much, but all that I know of her, I'm like, that is
yeah.
very Sabrina Carpenter instrumental. But my friend Cami, when she was in town for winter break from college, I took her for a drive. We listened to that one song, and she said, "You sound like Miley here. You literally sound like Miley."
Wow.
And there's different vocal inflections that I pick up from every. I mean, there was a little bit of Harry Styles in Moonlight, even
Yeah,
from the Red album. So it's like all these people that I love and singers learn how to sing from imitating. Everyone has kind of gotten their place in this album where there's little inflections that like, oh, that's Shaky Graves.
yeah.
Oh, that's very Lord Huron. Oh, that's old Xander. There's even a part in Dial where I sound like little 13-year-old Xander, and I actually think that's kind of
Nice.
creepy because I wasn't intending to. It just kind of happened that way because I just woke up and decided it was time to hit vocals.
I mean, that's the best time to do it from what I hear, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not if you're trying to go for high notes, but
Yeah, yes,
it's the best time for the
exactly.
low notes. It's the best
Yeah.
time for the low notes.
Well, where do you see kind of going from this album going forward? Do you kind of feel like you're, 10 years in, you're kind of seasoned at this point? You're very like locked into like kind of your sound and how you want to go forward. Where do you see yourself going with your music after this one? Because it sounds like it's just a step up from everything else, and it's kind of like you're grown up into, you know, 18-year-old music of where you go from like being a teenager to being an adult. Like I feel like it's a step up from that. And so, and even the Red album, I thought the Red album was a step up too. I feel like it going from just breathe and then the Red album, I was like, who is this kid? Like where did he
And see,
go?
that
you
is
know?
the takeaway I want everyone to have from every record that I do from now on. I was actually just
Mhm.
talking about this the other day with my friend. Because she asked me point blank, she was like, "Well, like, do you think you're gonna do like this music for the rest of your life, or like, what do you think the next move is?" And I was like, I might wake up tomorrow and decide I want to do a country record. I
Exactly.
can, I could
Yeah.
do it. Who's gonna stop me? I don't have a team behind me to tell me no. No
Yeah.
one's funding this besides me. I can do what I want. And
But
so I
isn't that the
think the
great thing
beauty,
about it though? Like being an independent artist is like you don't have to conform to a certain sound, Like I feel like that's pigeonholing, and I think a lot of artists do get pigeonholed into like this is the sound that's working for me and I can't veer away from that, or maybe it's a little bit of fear to do that. But I feel like with you, you've kind of just played with everything, and you have so many like different draws from different artists that you enjoy, and I think it's really cool to see you kind of encapsulate all of that. I thought the Red album did that. Like I was like, this is brilliant. But it sounds like this one is maybe another step from that, and so I feel like that's really cool to see you kind of grow. Because if you guys don't know, and if you haven't gone back to watch any of the 300 other album things that we have with Xander, um, I've known Xander for quite a while now, since the beginning. And so, to see this growth in just not only yourself and the ups and downs and the highs and lows of like music itself and trying to conform to something that didn't work, and then you're like, F it, I'm going, I'm doing what I want to do. And I think getting into your 20s, you kind of have decided like you just don't care. And you're like, I'm just gonna make what I want and do what I want. And I think a really great thing to inspire younger artists that are coming up because you don't have to like stay to a road, you know?
You can wake up any day and decide that you want to jump scare people with a psychedelic rock album.
Yeah.
You could wake up in the morning and be like, no, screw that. I want to do pop punk, you know? And I
Yeah.
think that's the beauty of having one, creative free will, and
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
just being an independent artist who really is devout to their craft and just kind of like married to their craft in that sense where
Yeah.
it's like I want to keep people guessing what my next move is going to be. I almost kind of want people to like almost fear when I'm threatening to drop another album so that they're just like, oh gosh, what's
Oh
next?
God. Yeah.
What is happening now?
Yeah.
If I even drop a hint at a new album, oh god, he's coming back.
Oh no. What do we
Is he gonna
do?
drop a single? Is he just gonna drop the whole album? What's it
Yeah.
gonna sound like? What's the cover gonna be like? I want people to think about these things because I'm never gonna do what they would expect from me, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Well, that's true though. I mean, I feel like that's part of that where you've kind of grown into this artist of like, I just like you. I think personally, I think you get a kick out of it, honestly.
I
I think
love
you
seeing
enjoy
people's
it.
reactions.
Yes. So I feel like that's just a simple joy, like of like, nah, you don't know, but I do, you know? And
There's
so
nothing better than just sitting on. I mean, the song that I'm gonna drop in February, I recorded back in like September of 2024. And I've been
mm,
sitting on this like because I know I have a hit on my hands, first of all. I hate to say it,
yeah.
but I have a hit on my hands. And I knew that since the day I wrote it. But I'm like, I'm gonna drop it at a time they're least expecting it. And even when they're expecting the song, they're not gonna know what's about to hit them. They don't know what's coming.
That's awesome. Do you think that your fans are going to continue to be on this like roller coaster ride with you about going, up and down with all of these albums and bringing something new and, falling down the coaster like and
Even with every album that I do, there's always gonna be a callback to something. So I feel like there's
mm,
always at least one thing that I do on each album that is for them.
mm,
Specifically like a, "Hey, I'm sorry that I did this to you. Here's a little gift." So there's, an older song that was on my first album. There's one of them on the Red album, and then I completely reimagined another song off my first album for this album that's going on there. There's a whole section of the album dedicated to just looking back through the little looking glass of the past. And
yeah,
there is a song that a couple of my fans have personally asked me to put on streaming that I
yeah.
just haven't haven't gotten around to doing it yet. And that is also on this album in a way that I don't think they are expecting. But I think I have it on good authority they're gonna love it.
Well, I'm sure they will. I mean, you have some pretty devout fans for sure. They just eat gobble up everything that you
I'm a
give.
very lucky man. I'm a very,
Yeah.
very lucky man in that regard. Sometimes I do have to parent them.
Yeah. That's true.
Sometimes we get a little bit too close to each other,
Yeah.
and that's just human nature, but I love them with my whole heart, and every single time I do these little, "Here's for you" songs
Yeah.
on my album, it's
Yeah.
genuinely from the bottom of my heart, like, "You know what? You've been around for long enough to where I'm like,
Yeah.
hats off to you. I don't know how you've made it this far. I've done so many things that I don't think most people would tolerate, but you're still here for it. So,
Yes.
here's a little thank you gift. Here's a little bit of love from old Zanny Bear, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, do you going into the future, do you see yourself like kind of leveling up from there too? Do you already have concepts in mind of what you want to do? Yeah. You're like, I'm
Here's the thing, and this is a natural occurrence because I did start the Red album by the time I was dropping Breathe. Like that it did take me 5 years to make it in full. However, I was already cooking up. I had the ingredients. I had Not Your
Yeah.
Fault on deck by the time I dropped Breathe, okay? I had I had a Wild World being written as I was dropping Breathe. The
Yeah.
intro to the Red album was written around the time that Breathe dropped. I always have something going on. The
Yeah.
single I'm gonna drop in February, I wrote 5 months before I dropped the Red album even. So it's
Wow.
just I always have at least concepts of an idea of what my next move will be at all times.
Do you think you'll have collaborators on the next album or albums in the future? I know there's a lot of people that probably like to work with you.
I am very open to it. I haven't had anyone personally ask me.
Mm.
I did admittedly have a little bit of a bad luck string with collaborators for a little bit, and I am sending all of them so much love. I'm sending them so much love. But I'm very open to collaborating because I did allow myself to do this whole album selfishly alone, like fully. There's no other. I had not one song where I had a co-producer. I had
Yeah.
not one song where I have a collaboration on this album. I don't have a single song that has anyone else's lyrics or anything. It's all I'm the only name in the credits, which I think this is my first album that's completely 10,000%
Mhm.
just me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's always been mostly me, but this is
Yeah.
the first one where it's just me. I took 3 days off work last week to lock myself in this very room back when the lights still worked. And I literally just cranked out the whole album in 3 days pretty much. I mean not the whole album,
Oh,
but the rest of the album. What I had left to get done, I did crank out in a 3 day span in the most beautiful and mind numbing way possible.
yeah. Well, I think that that gives more credit to like the dedication that you've put into this album, right? Like there's so much that goes into it, not just the songs and the feeling of being able to get those out and people hearing that part of you, where whatever you're trying to say in each song, right? But it's also
Mhm.
like the all of the energy that goes into it outside of just the song itself, you know? And so, um, does that has that process gotten easier and better? Do you enjoy that process now?
I made, truth be told, I made this process as hard as possible for this album.
Okay.
Um, the production and the mixing, that's the one place I allowed myself to be meticulous about this because I
Mm.
was like, I don't want to just follow like what would a pop song sound like in today's society. I wanted to evoke different thoughts and different feelings, and I kind of read into like the frequency theory. There's different frequencies for, like chakra alignment, even like different moods, different feelings that it can evoke in you. And so I have a lot of that science put into this album, and it's actually quite a beautiful science. I tweaked every single frequency to every layer of every song to just amplify the just overall feeling of the song. And so it was a very, honestly, the hardest work I've ever done on an album.
Mm,
However, I'm not even willing to complain about it because I had so much fun doing it. Are you
yeah.
kidding me? Also, the vocals,
Slay.
all of every single song on this album, I'm serving vocals one way or another. And even with the Red album, there were things that by the end of the album, I was like, I don't know if I really like that. I don't like the way my voice breaks in verse
Mhm.
one of Abandonment Issues. I don't like that. Every single millisecond of this album
Yeah.
is in my eyes perfect and exactly the way I would ever want an album to be. So
Yeah.
I feel very lucky. And yes, I have
Mm.
myself to credit with the dedication that I put into it, but at the end of the day, the songs kind of made it easy because the songs, they bang too. What can I say?
Well, that's great. I mean, it's always good to like feel good about what you're putting out, you know, and what you want people to hear and how to hear it, you know, because it's not just music and lyrics, it's how they feel, it's how they come away from it, you know? And so that's great that like I think that you've found your niche in being able to have every part of it be what you want it to be, because I do remember when you came on and talked about the Red Album that there are parts of it you're like, "I don't know about that," you know?
There
And
were,
it's
and there still are to this day.
yeah, but I mean, with this one, there hasn't been any of that, right? You're like, "I had fun, I enjoyed it, I wanted to do it," like, it's a totally different feel than way before, you know? And so, it seems as if the growth has gone more with your ability to do this as well as being able to enjoy it rather than just doing it because you know you have a talent, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you've reached that point now where it's actually fun, right?
Yeah, like I feel like I went through a lot in my younger years as both the person and the artist to where I'm now just like, screw it, let's have fun. Let's dance. Let's have a little dance party for a bit. Let's
Yeah.
do some backflips.
That's great. I'm so glad. I'm glad that it's become more fun because I think, a lot of musicians get in their head about it and that a lot of them find that it's really hard to not want to be so meticulous and OCD and perfect and it has to go out this way or has to go this way where you lose the energy and you lose the fun of actually doing it, because you're going to sing on stage eventually, and so like you might as well do something that you enjoy, and so do you think you can translate these songs to being on stage and have that same, like, seeing them over and over and have that same, like, excitement behind them?
If there's any instrumentalists watching this,
Oh
I
god.
am looking to create a band for that one. To answer your
Yeah.
question, I feel like I could, because again, all the songs still, it's the same process as the Red Album, just very different outcome. Everything
Yeah,
started off on either piano or guitar. I could, in theory, play all of these songs live, but I definitely would not want to do most of them acoustic. And so I've been playing around with the idea of that. I am trying out some of these new songs. I have a show coming up in April over in Arlington, and we're gonna
hey,
see how that works out. I have a new piano player for the show too, and it's gonna be lots of fun. But
hey,
that will tell all. I'm very excited for that, and other than that, it's all just like I'm in a state of mind where I'm like, I'm just gonna trust the universe with whatever. Like if I'm meant to play these songs live, I will be asked to. And
yeah,
if I'm not meant to play these songs live in acoustic, I will be getting a band if it's the last thing I do.
yeah. I don't think there'd be anybody who wouldn't want to. I think you'd have a lot of people that would be interested.
Especially like this album is so Seattle. It's very Seattle. And I feel like
I thought Red was Seattle. Seriously. I
see
was like, man, you can tell this kid's in Seattle. Like,
the Red album in my mind is like the more woodsy parts of Seattle.
that's
Where
true.
I feel like this album is like screw space. If the viaduct was 46 minutes long, that's how that's but in the best way. Like there's no traffic, you're just
Yeah.
windows down, you're feeling the breeze in your hair, but you're also slightly crying and slightly manic. It's like it's kind of like that, if that makes any sense.
It does, it does. If anybody knows what the viaduct is, they do.
Anyone who knows what the viaduct is,
I
this
agree.
one's for you. Anyone who
Yeah, right.
doesn't, get on it now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's gonna be exciting and fun. And when are can just so that we know, when are you dropping the album?
I can't specify the date quite yet. However,
Oh,
it
okay.
is in the first half of the year.
Okay.
We have the release date unlocked. That wasn't a cop out. That's not me saying I don't have one. I have one. It's just the plans that I have for this rollout. It's
Mm.
very this is where I'm allowing myself to be meticulous. You see, I had fun with
Yeah.
the album. Now business Xander's on. I putting all my energy into that. So
Sounds good. Well, I can't wait. Well, the first thing that's coming from it is February, right? Do you have a date for that
yes.
one?
February 13th.
February 13th. Exciting. That's not too far away. That's like almost a month away.
Just in time for Valentine's Day too. Keep that
Yeah,
in
right
mind, my
before.
lonely lovers.
Yeah. I know you're always speaking to them for sure.
Oh, constantly. And this
All the
this
time.
album is for them especially.
All right.
Trust.
Well, it's always nice to have you on, Xander, and thank you coming back and like, sharing your music and your journey up to this point. 10 years, man. Congratulations. Like that's
Thank you so much.
a lot,
I
especially
wouldn't
for
change a thing about it.
yeah. I mean, it's been a roller coaster, but it's the funnest ride I've ever seen somebody go on. So, congratulations.
I try my best to have as much fun with it as possible.
I'm sure you do. All right. Well, everybody, if you aren't following Xander, please do. You want to give them your socials and stuff, Xander?
My Instagram is at Xander Corbett, my name, which is I think it's gonna be presented there on the screen. So it's just like
Yes.
that, except no space and no capitals. Don't go anywhere near my Twitter, and you can find me just about anywhere else under that name. TikTok, even. I use
Yeah.
that occasionally when I remember the app exists. I think I'm on Blue Sky. I don't know, but
All right. Well, um,
LinkedIn,
LinkedIn. Oh my gosh.
find me there. I don't know.
Well, I hope y'all go and listen to this new album, and I hope y'all go and follow him because it's way worth it. And go check out all of his rest of his music. What's like a song they should from the past that you think would be a good like if they don't know who you are would be a good first song?
From the past.
Hmm.
How past are we talking? Does the Red Album count as the past now? Is that safe?
Yes.
Okay, okay, just making
Yeah.
sure. Because when you said past, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go there. But either the live recording of Light is Coming, obviously,
Mm,
or Baby I'm Here for You
okay.
from the Red Album.
Now you guys know. I have to say, The Light is Coming live. Oof, that one. Mm-mm. That's like the
That's on
first time
vinyl
I.
now.
Oh, it is. Uh-oh. I gotta get that. Okay. Anyways, going forward. um, all right. Well, everybody, we love having you as always, and thank you for sticking around. For everybody who stuck around, and thank you for listening. And we hope you'll go check out Xander.
Thank you for having me. Much love. Have a great
Yeah.
night.
You
Be
too.
great and be well.
You too. Have a good night, everybody.